So tonight I'm going to read a story called The Two Beggars. It's coming out of a book. This is my favorite book of stories right here, Creating Angels. Stories of Tzedakah by Deborah Diamond Golden. There'll be a description. There'll be a link, affiliate link for this book at Amazon in the description. Again, this is one of my favorite books in regards to stories. It has a handful of stories that are very symbolic, very motivating, and a few of them can be fairly mystical, and you can go through a lot of study just trying to perceive what some of the symbolism is relating to. But here we go. So there were two beggars who wandered the streets of the city together, each day collecting coins. When they passed by the palace, the queen herself often gave them each a loaf of bread. And each time she did so, the beggars would say the same thing. One, taller than the younger, would say, "O queen, you are so generous and kind." The other beggar, shorter and with more gray hairs in his beard, said, "Thank you, God, ruler of the universe, who has been so generous to this earthly queen and enables her to help me." Day after day, the words of the second beggar annoyed the queen. She thought herself mighty and powerful and no such ruler of the universe. She decided upon a plan that would teach this beggar to reconsider his words and his thank yous. Going first to her storeroom and then to her kitchen, the queen told her baker, "Today you are to bake 2 loaves that look exactly the same. In the middle of one, you are to put these precious stones that are in my hand." The queen held out a palm full of dazzling rubies and emeralds. "In the middle of the other loaf, you are to put nothing. When the 2 beggars come, make sure you give the bread with the jewels to the taller, younger beggar, for he knows how to give thanks properly and to praise the queen. The ordinary loaf goes to the shorter, younger beggar, for I do not wish to reward him in any way." The baker made the 2 loaves of bread exactly as the queen commanded. When the 2 beggars appeared at the palace entrance the next day, the baker carefully handed the one with the jewels to the younger beggar and the empty loaf to the older. As he left the palace, the younger beggar could not but help to notice that his bread was very heavy. "Surely this loaf is poorly baked," he thought. He turned to his fellow beggar and asked if he would exchange loaves. The older beggar, always eager to be helpful and friendly, agreed. Then they each went to their own poor hut. When the older beggar sat down to break his bread at his table, the glittering jewels spilled out of the loaf and onto the dirt floor about him. Quickly he picked them up, exclaiming, "Thank you, O ruler of the universe, for being so generous to me, your humble servant. Now I will never have to beg again. I will show my gratitude by being as kind to every beggar as you have been to me." Of course, when the younger beggar sat down at his table and broke his bread, all he found was bread. The next day, the taller, younger beggar waited for his fellow beggar. Since he did not come, the younger beggar wandered the streets alone and appeared at the palace entrance as usual. The queen was very surprised to see the younger beggar at her door. "Did you not get your bread yesterday?" the queen asked. "Yes, but the baker gave me a heavy, poorly baked loaf, so I exchanged it with my friend, who was very willing to give me his finely baked one." The queen was silent. She understood now that the old beggar was right. All riches do come from this ruler of the universe. An earthly king or queen, though with some might and power, cannot always affect the fortunes of another, even a beggar. And a person's plans, though she might be a queen, are not above God's.